The hardest part to living in your car is getting off the road, the exit strategy. Whether you sell everything you have or you get out of a lease and you're going to live in a car, van, or RV, the hardest part is, how does that end? Because what I've experienced in the past 6 to 7 years is that I see why people get stuck in homelessness. I see why low income or people who struggle to hold down a job, once they go homeless, it's hard for them to go back. And because even for me, as someone who's maintained a job and had a job when I sold things, it's been hard for me to get off the road. I thought I even had everything figured out. I bought a piece of property, I bought a home base, and I've had to now change some things up with that. And I've experienced emotional pain, financial pain, because it's a big decision to uproot your life and to relocate your life, and it's expensive financially and emotionally. And most people struggle financially and emotionally. And I say to myself, this is how vulnerable people become more vulnerable. It's like, you hit the road, you're going to get a short-term high. Long-term, though, the struggle is, how do you get off the highway of homelessness? And for many people, guys, it's a train wreck. Because I'm finding it a struggle for me. And I'm sharing with you my experience now. And I'm blessed in many ways, but it's been very painful for me. And I'm still not 100% I don't have it figured out 100% yet. I'm still working behind the scenes. I'm keeping some things private that I say this is why I really could not recommend. Everyone should do what they want, but I could not recommend that someone low income or disabled or someone who's already struggling in life hit the road, because again, you're going to get a short-term high but a long-term crash. I think long-term decisions are very painful financially, emotionally, and you can make a short-term decision like escaping and living in your car, whatever, and that's fine, but long-term you'll suffer. At least that's my experience. But again, everyone should do what they want, but I just want to share with you in simple terms, your biggest struggle living in a car, living in an RV, is, how does it end? Are you really going to save? If you're low income, it's really going to be hard to save and not spend too much money while you're on the road. If you're high income, chances are, you don't really care. You'll figure it out because you got enough income to buffer it, but it's going to be emotionally painful, to get off the road. You'll get burnt out on the road after a few years. You will. Do I see people do it? Yeah, because I'm in the places where people do it, in the campgrounds, in the parking lots, in public, for the past 6-7 years. You'll do whatever you got to do. And it's not all bad, so I don't want to paint this as, oh my God, this is all bad. Nothing's all bad or all good per se. But again, when it's time to get off the road, it's emotionally and financially a big struggle. Because you got to think about that, right? Like, if you're going to rent an apartment again, now you got to have first and last month's security deposit. Rents have gone up in 5, 6, 7 years, okay? Even if they steadied out now, and same thing if you sell a house. Houses have gone up in 6, 7 years. Even if you're in regular inflation, guys, inflation is at least 2%, at the high end 9% in normal times. So inflation is still around 3, 4%. So everything's going to continue to go up, and it has since the beginning of time. And again, if you're low income or not making any income, you got to beat inflation. You got to be able to have enough money to be on the road, and then you got to have enough money to get off the road. I'll tell you, that's not easy. I want to tell you, so just be damn careful. That's why I tell you, don't buy a new car to get on the road. Don't buy an RV if you're not high income. And don't hit the road if you don't have a job, if you're not able, and you don't have an exit strategy. Because even me, I had a job, I had an exit strategy, I was able, and it's hard. and I've experienced pain, and I'm still going through some of that. You say, well, all right, well, I want to stay on the road forever. Well, just look at your life. Have you done anything forever? Nothing lasts forever. But, there's no one answer either. But I want to share with you that, the exit strategy is the hardest part. And this is why I see people, once they go homeless, they never go back. Once they go nomad, I haven't really seen anyone stick the landing. Well, I don't want to say that. I have seen a few people online. It's hard to always say. I've seen a few people online. That guy Mike Prost or whatever, he commented on one of my videos a while ago. But really, the people who stick it, their videos went viral. They became high earners. Yeah. So, even, like Bob Wells, I mean, whoever. I don't want to say people's names, but I just want to say, the only way people really is either something magical happens and you come into a lot of money. And if you already got a lot of money, then the money's not going to be the issue, but the issue is going to be emotional, because you're going from detaching from everything, and then you're going to basically not be attached to anything. You're going to get burnt out after several years, and then you got to reattach to stuff. Unless you want to live in a parking lot or a campground forever. And I always ask myself, it's not all bad, but I always say to myself, is this my best life? And it's not a bad life, but I could think it's a little bit better with a little bit more stability. Nothing's perfect, and that's where you go back and forth emotionally, because there's nothing perfect, especially, if you're single with no pets, no kids. I mean, the good news is with that, you got the room to be flexible. If you got kids or pets, I would not recommend hitting the road. Not unless you had no other choice, and then I would tell you, go see a social worker. If you're really struggling in life, go see a social worker. That's what makes a first world country, someone to help you. But you got to help yourself a little bit, even when you see them. But either way, I wanted to share this video, and hopefully it helps you in some way. Okay, and I'll see you in the next video.